What is up? Today we are looking at the stuff you need to focus on to climb quickly in Season 6. Normally you want to play to improve, that's how you get better at the game, that's what most of my videos are aimed at, like giving you stuff to work on, but sometimes you just want to climb quickly, especially after placements, or if you think you're in an elo that you don't belong in. I just did this on one of my accounts to climb as fast as I could, and these are the things that I used or I noticed, so they genuinely work. This is specific for right now in Season 6. I'm avoiding stuff that I think you'd already know, like there are a lot of things you could do, but this is just no bullshit, simple, just stuff that should help. Let's crack on, lads. So the first thing to talk about are towers. They are one of the biggest changes in Season 6. Basically, towers now mean more than kills really in the grand scheme of a game. They give good gold, map pressure, but they're just a lot easier to take. So before you could kind of get away with just killing people a lot and running around the map like that to win a game, but now you really want to make sure you're looking to get towers after kills. I am not just saying don't kill people, okay? If you can kill someone and you don't come and blame me, okay? I'm saying kills are nice, but the objective or tower after is what really matters now. We're actually going to flip this on its head, so the same point but from the reverse angle, that dying is more punishing. Because towers are weaker now and death timers are pretty long, they can get a lot from you dying, especially later into the game. It's not as worth now going for a 1v1 and dying anymore. It's definitely more important not to get caught too. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but it seems like kind of in my games it's almost a race to end the game before one of your teammates manages to get caught and throw your lead. So that's the first thing, like mistakes can have a bigger impact now, dying is worse and getting towers is more important. If you want to climb faster, you need to minimize your mistakes, you need to group earlier with your team to stop throws, and you need to take towers whenever you get the chance, not just take a kill and then recall. The second thing is vision. This is different in Season 6 because we can't buy wards anymore, but it's also like every single guide ever tells you to ward, right? And I don't think that really helps, so let's cut the crap part of that and get to actually how to use it. Vision is kind of more important. Like first off, there are less wards on the map now. That means there's more opportunity in theory to sneak around and not be seen, which also means that there's more chance of your teammates getting caught too. The way we normally think about vision and wards are they're defensive, right? So the more we ward, the less chance our teammates have of dying to a gank early, which as we know now is more important because deaths mean more. The other side of this though is like vision will secure us kills. We'll see people moving around and be able to catch them. We'll see people leave lanes and know that we can engage on those who have stayed nearby. Basically, we should catch people because we ward, and we should get caught less because we ward, so it helps us both ways. That stuff isn't going to happen as much if we have some vision. I know it doesn't seem like it directly helps. Your teammate was an idiot and he got caught, but if he saw them first, then he probably wouldn't have got caught. So that's how we need to think about it. The next thing, OP champions and maining champions are kind of even more important in Season 6 because of the new champion select. I've talked about main champions before, but this is stuff I've noticed playing in Season 6. So there are two things. So first off, you'll get that role more often now, which means in theory, you'll be playing your main champions more than you would have been last season. Not only are you in your two best roles, but the people you're playing against are in their two best roles as well, who are probably playing their main champion. If you're playing some random thing that you're okay on, chances are they'll do better than you because they are on their best one. You always want to be playing your best, but the meta is changing a fair bit and simply some stuff just isn't as good as others. I'm going to be really careful when I explain this, okay, because you shouldn't just play OP stuff if you aren't good with them. That's not going to work at all, and do not do that. On the other side, there's just a trade-off, okay? So like you could main Swain, but you'd need 50 games with him, say, to really understand him and start to carry hard. Or you have the choice of playing someone like Lux, who is considered kind of OP at the moment, and you might only need 20 games to start carrying hard because of her natural strength or power right now. So you'll need to practice them to start with anyway, and in the long run, it's not as good because OP champions are likely to get nerfed and you'll have to play something else. But in the short term, if you learn them quickly, you will climb faster or in less games in theory. So I think people need to change the way they look at ranked. You can't win every game. I mean, maybe you do and you're a god and that's great, but you aren't entitled to win every game. Just because you win your lane, just because you were gold last season and silver now, that does not mean that you should expect to go into a game and just win it. Placements have happened. It's a new season. You're likely playing with other people who were your rank last season, so you have nothing to worry about. Loss streaks do happen. Win streaks do happen. Either way, do not start to stress out until, okay, honestly, people climb with just over a 50% win rate or even lower. It's the start of the season, so you can actually climb with a negative win rate. I'm not kidding. A big part of this is like you want to win your lane every game. That should be your aim, but you also want to learn to get carried. If you're playing an all or nothing style, it's not as good anymore because dying is more harmful. I've learned recently from playing that I don't have to go super aggressive early anymore. I can just kind of wait and take the right fight. I don't need as many kills because I can get more after each one. Winning lane is important in Season 6, like really important, but actually not losing lane is even more important than that. Losing your lane makes it very hard for your team to do anything or carry you because you're weak and the enemy is really strong. Over like 100 games, it'll actually be better just to be consistent. You don't have to be super fed every game, just try to win your lane by a few CS or kills, and that will reduce the chance of getting stomped by taking risks. There are 2 more points, they're kind of smaller but very important still. This is something that is like basically every season in a nutshell, but yeah, to climb faster you should pick some crowd control. I know it sounds dumb, alright, but just trust me, crowd control makes the game a lot easier. It's the most simple way to play and it means that you can win more games and climb faster without being as good of a player. Think about it, like how do you set up ganks? You can just run at them, sure, but that doesn't keep them in place and let your team follow up too. How do you start fights mid-game? What about if they're out of position and you want to engage? Well, you can't just run at them because they'll run away and damage you as you do. So you need some crowd control to engage and keep them in place. This is what I mean, okay? It's the best way of abusing everything we've talked about. Better vision so we can catch people with crowd control. We engage with crowd control and then we take towers or get kills from that. I've said this for a long time. Ask any high elo player and they'll tell you the most simple, the easiest champions that still have a high impact almost always have crowd control. If all you care about is climbing the ladder, then just think about your champion pool and try to pack some crowd control in there. Last thing is dynamic queue. This is only really relevant until solo queue finally comes out, but basically the system is broken and if you have friends then abuse it. I know if I had any I definitely would. Anyway, when you have pre-mates in the game, it often comes down to which team has the better pre-mate, and if you guys are that better pre-mate then it's very easy to win. If you win your lane all the time but you're finding it hard to climb due to AFK teammates or them just getting stomped, then this is a good answer to that. In theory you should be picking pre-mates that shouldn't lose their lane either, and that makes the game a whole ton easier because obviously you haven't got this feeder on the team to carry. Well, I hope you guys found this useful. I tried to aim this just for Season 6 right now and stuff I don't think you already know. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, and for now, let's go to the robots.